Senators, I have come here today to present my report on the 7-day war between the hegemony of First and the Terran Empire. 10 days ago, the Terran envoy addressed our glorious galactic Senate and asked us to intervene. To prevent a terrible war, she had said. But what was our response? Laughter and heckling. However much we may have dismissed their plea, the Terran Empire had every right to come and seek a peaceful solution. Were it not for one of our scouting expeditions discovering their furthest colony, it may have been many more centuries or even millennia before we encountered the Terran Empire. Furthermore, despite our pleas to the hegemony to seize their territorial demands and plans to invade Terran space, we, the Galactic Senate, were ignored. Many of you sympathized with the Terrans, but due to the strength of the hegemony of First, you chose not to raise your voices. I'm sure you have already noticed that the oversized chair to my right, usually occupied by the hegemony's senator, is vacant. Some of you may have even heard rumors that he has fled to the furthest reaches of the known galaxy. Alas, his fate was as swift and preventable as the cause of this war. 9 days ago, as instructed by this Senate, I traveled to the Terran system closest to the hegemony of First. Upon arrival, I was stunned by the size of their fleet. Many within our glorious Senate had mistakenly thought that the Terran Empire's technology was inferior to ours, and that their fleets, if they had any, were only made up of a small handful of vessels. Senators, we were sorely mistaken. No one aboard our ships could believe what our sensors told us. 10 capital-class warships were escorting the flagship, a mobile shipyard twice their size. Accompanying them were 50 battleships, 80 grand cruisers, 120 missile and artillery cruisers, over 300 frigates of varying classes, and 50 carriers. We had to scan the Terran carriers 3 times to believe the number of fighters they carried. By the look on your faces, Senators, many of you find this information hard to believe. It wasn't until my command cruiser and bodyguard of 3 Imperial frigates docked with the Terran flagship that we realized the truth. Waiting for us was Grand Admiral Werner Stuber. After introducing himself, Werner escorted us to the bridge. On the way there, we discussed the coming war, the capabilities of the vessels under his command, and his disappointment that the Galactic Senate did not take the envoy's plea seriously. Arriving at the bridge, we met the Terran envoy. Unknown to us, she was the chief strategist for the Terran Empire and the Grand Admiral's daughter. The envoy introduced herself as Rodina Roche, and she thanked me for the kind words I had said after she had addressed the Senate. Drawing our attention to the strategy table at the center of the bridge, Werner and Rodina showed us their plan of attack. 5 hours later, my captains and I returned to our ships for a well-earned rest.